Great news from the world of movies and series. We finally have some first images of the action hit Mortal Kombat 2 to share with you. We can also announce with great pleasure that Disney is working on Encanto 2. Plus, there's further information on Saw 11 and a new Power Rangers series. All this and more now in the KinoCheck news. On October 24th, Mortal Kombat 2 will finally be released in cinemas. And in order to get everyone excited, industry magazine Entertainment Weekly has now published a number of first images from the action hit. After the end of the first film had already given us a hint as to where the journey was heading, it's now official. Johnny Cage, one of the most iconic characters in the video game series, will finally make his big appearance in Mortal Kombat 2, and he'll be played by the boy star Karl Urban. Director Simon McCoy emphasized that it was a challenge not to let Johnny Cage degenerate into a mere caricature. Quote, "We wanted a character that wasn't just completely silly comic book. It's a character that could instantly go there and become too light and throwaway if we were to lean too much into the kind of cheese. The casting of Karl Urban for that role allowed that character to have more depth." Now, while the first movie set up the conflict between Earthrealm and Outworld, Mortal Kombat 2 will finally showcase the legendary tournament. We also get our first glimpse of Shao Kahn, the ruler of Outworld. Should Earthrealm lose, Kahn would conquer the Earth. So the battles are tougher, the consequences greater, and according to Mortal Kombat creator Ed Boon, there will be a visual representation of the score to further increase the tension. An important new feature in Mortal Kombat 2 is the increased presence of female characters. In addition to Sonya Blade and Katana, there will also be Jade, played by Toddy Gabrielle, and Queen Sindel, played by Anna Thu Nguyen. Actor Louis Tan, known from Shadow and Bone and Deadpool 2, was already able to impress in Part 1 in the role of Cole Young, and will therefore also return in Mortal Kombat 2. Tadanobu Asano as Raiden, Hiroyuki Sanada as Scorpion, and the Raid star Joe Taslim as Sub-Zero have likewise been confirmed for the sequel. According to director McCoy, the film is set to be more epic and bigger. Quote, "We go to lots of different realms, so that in itself gives the film a very distinct and varied visual approach." The theatrical release on October 24th therefore promises another bloody spectacle that could thrill both die-hard fans as well as new viewers. Update on the Power Rangers. According to The Wrap, Percy Jackson showrunners Jonathan E. Steinberg and Dan Shotz are working on a live-action series for Disney+. The series will be produced by Hasbro and is intended to appeal to a new generation of viewers, as well as long-standing fans of the Power Rangers. The original series Mighty Morphin Power Rangers debuted in the 90s and was inspired by the Japanese children's show Super Sentai. The story focuses on 5 teenagers who transform into colorful superheroes and fight against mighty enemies with giant battle robots. With its unique combination of action, team spirit, and iconic visuals, the series has inspired millions of children and adolescents worldwide. In addition to the successful TV show, there were also several movies. The first one was released in 1995 with much of the original cast, followed by another film adaptation in 1997 that featured only a few familiar actors. And another attempt to bring the franchise to the big screen was made in 2017 in a more modern, darker style. However, despite high hopes and a budget of $100 million, the movie was a box office flop. A number of other Hasbro brands are also set to get a film and series adaptation, including a reinterpretation of Clue. A further ambitious project is the live-action series The Forgotten Realms, which is based on the popular Dungeons & Dragons universe. This is being developed by Deadpool and Wolverine director Sean Levy. Fans of the trading card game Magic the Gathering can also rejoice. An animated series is currently in production for Netflix under the direction of showrunner Terry Matalas. And apart from this series, Hasbro is also planning an extensive film and television universe for Magic the Gathering in collaboration with Legendary Entertainment. The Disney animated film Encanto could get a sequel. Actor John Leguizamo recently opened up about the possibilities for Encanto 2 in an interview with entertainment magazine People. The first movie of 2021 is one of the most popular Disney productions of recent years. The animated musical focuses on the Madrigals, an extraordinary family who live in a magical house in the magical village of Encanto. Each family member has a unique gift, except the protagonist Mirabel. But it is Mirabel who discovers that the magic of Encanto is in danger. John Leguizamo, who dubs the character Bruno, has now spoken in an interview about how much he would enjoy a sequel to the movie. He had already asked those responsible at Disney several times when Encanto 2 would be coming, and the answer is quite promising. It's currently in the works. However, it's only at an early stage, and the plot of the film is still being contemplated. Leguizamo already has one wish. He'd like a sequel in which everyone just talks about Bruno. Of course, he's referring to the Encanto hit, We Don't Talk About Bruno. The successful song went viral in 2021 and topped the music charts worldwide. It was written by Hamilton creator Lin-Manuel Miranda. So far, Disney has not officially confirmed Encanto 2, but will of course keep you up to date. But another popular animated film is already one step ahead. Disney boss Bob Iger has revealed that we can expect a sequel to the Pixar hit Coco. The creative team of the first movie from 2017 will be in charge of realizing the project. And according to Iger, we can expect another movie full of humor, heart, and adventure. The project is currently in its early stages of development, which is why a bit of patience is still called for. Coco 2 is slated for release in 2029. Thanks to the huge success of Saw X, it was announced shortly after its release in 2023 that Saw XI would follow. However, it now looks more likely that we won't get to see that movie. The industry magazine The Hollywood Reporter and the genre portal Bloody Disgusting unanimously report considerable complications in the production. Originally, Saw XI was supposed to be released in cinemas in 2024. After a postponement to 2025, the disappointing news now comes that things are looking bad regarding the film's release. According to Bloody Disgusting's source, the project is totally dead and 100% over. Apparently, this has been the case for quite some time, and the root of the problem is said to involve the film's producers. Significant differences between the producers had already caused complications in January 2024. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, longtime Saw screenwriter Patrick Melton states that the problems are not to be found within the film's creative team. He submitted a draft back in spring 2024, but no progress has been made since then. Instead, Melton had heard nothing from the management since May 2024. He claims that the complications are due to differences between the movie's producers and the studio Lionsgate. However, the author seems to have not fully come to terms with Saw XI just yet. He still hopes that the movie will be released at some point. But what the current situation means for the future of the franchise is still unclear. Bloody Disgusting source believes that it is possible the franchise could be sold. However, this would mean a new beginning for the series. After winning practically every award there is to win with his portrayal of the Penguin, Colin Farrell is now busy planning his next big project in the DC universe. According to Deadline, he's set to play the eponymous title role in Luca Guadagnino's Sergeant Rock. However, Farrell's packed schedule poses challenges. He's currently filming the second season of the Apple TV Plus series Sugar, and is also scheduled to appear in Edward Berger's new film, The Ballad of a Small Player. In recent months, rumors have repeatedly suggested that Daniel Craig was to take on the role of Sergeant Rock. However, this was denied by James Gunn and Peter Safran in an interview. Nevertheless, the project is still on DC's list, and all that was needed now was a suitable actor. Sergeant Franklin John Rock was created by Robert Kanigher and Joe Kubert and made his first appearance in Our Army at War in 1959. The character, an infantry soldier in the Second World War, achieved great fame in 1977 with his own comic series. Rock is not only an excellent soldier, but also has special abilities. He can shoot down German fighter planes with a single submachine gun, throws grenades with great precision, and is an excellent street fighter. He also has a kind of combat antenna with which he can sense enemy movements in advance. In the 1980s, Sergeant Rock was even given his own toy series, around the same time as the rise of G.I. Joe. The project marks a new collaboration between director Luca Guadagnino and screenwriter Justin Kuritzkis, who previously worked together on Challengers and Queer. A release date hasn't been confirmed yet. Just over 2 weeks ago, it was announced that a new Starship Troopers film is in development. Now, there's another exciting piece of news. According to The Hollywood Reporter, the director will be none other than Neill Blomkamp. The choice of Blomkamp is sure to excite many fans of the sci-fi world. The South African filmmaker celebrated his breakthrough in Hollywood with District 9 and proved his passion for dystopian visions of the future with Elysium and Chappie. Starship Troopers revolves around an interstellar war between humanity and the extraterrestrial arachnids, the so-called bugs. The focus is on the young soldier Johnny, whose rise from recruit to lieutenant is followed. In Verhoeven's film, Johnny was played by Castor Van Dyne. What made the film so special was its satire on militarism and fascism, even if not all viewers recognized it as such. And contrary to all expectations, Blomkamp's version will not be a remake, but a completely new film adaptation of Robert A. Heinlein's novel of the same name. It's not yet known who will play the lead role, and a release date is also yet to be set. Of course, there's plenty of other exciting news from the world of movies and series. As always, you can find them in the KinoCheck app. This way you can keep track of everything, including all trailers, our movies and series previews, and more. What's your personal favorite news of the week? Are you eagerly awaiting the new Mortal Kombat? Or are you more team Encanto? Let's talk in the comments. And in case you missed it, here's some more news that will pique your interest. With the Keanu Reeves film BRZRKR, a highly anticipated project has finally found its director. As The Hollywood Reporter points out, it's someone who's very much at home in the action genre. Fast and Furious director Justin Lin. BRZRKR is a comic book series that Keanu Reeves himself developed and wrote together with author Matt Kindt. Netflix now wants to adapt the comics into a movie. The story revolves around the immortal warrior B, a demigod who has been living on Earth for 80,000 years. Born to a human father and a divine mother, he was brought into the world to be invincible, and his life is marked by endless violence, as he's fought and killed in countless conflicts. However, this immortality is not only a gift, but also a curse that consumes B's body and soul. He's now in the service of the US government and fights battles for them that are too violent and too dangerous for others. With Justin Lin, a veteran of the Fast and Furious franchise, has now been appointed as director. He directed the films from Part 3 to 6 of the series until he returned as director for Fast and Furious 9. Lin has also directed Star Trek Beyond and 2 episodes of the acclaimed crime series True Detective. The screenplay for BRZRKR was written by Mattson Tomlin, who worked on the action film Project Power and is also involved in the upcoming The Batman 2. In addition to the film adaptation, Netflix is also planning a series based on the comic universe, and Tomlin will be involved in this as a writer as well. Due to the early stages of development, it's not clear yet when we can expect the movie and the series of BRZRKR, but we'll of course keep you up to date. Everyone is talking about one particular series, Daredevil Born Again. The first season of the revival recently kicked off, and the reactions have been extremely positive. And there are already plans for more, as the 9 episodes of the first season will not be enough. A second season has already been confirmed, and according to a Marvel insider, there could be a reunion of the Defenders in the next season. Some time ago, we already reported that Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist could become part of the MCU in the future. Brad Winderbaum, who's responsible for streaming and series at Marvel, revealed this in an interview with the industry magazine Entertainment Weekly. It was all a question of time, the availability of the actors, and the production costs. According to him, the integration of the Defenders into the MCU is an extremely exciting creative task that is definitely being thought about. Marvel insider Alex Perez has now revealed via the Cosmic Circus that the Defenders are expected to return in Season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. He's curious to see how the characters will be integrated into Season 2, and above all, how Matt Murdock can persuade them to return. However, it should be noted that this information must clearly be treated as a rumor. There's no official confirmation as of yet. The introduction of the characters in Season 2 of Daredevil Born Again certainly sounds plausible. After all, John Barenthal's Punisher is another character from the Netflix Marvel cosmos celebrating his comeback. As we've already reported, this will even be followed by a so-called Punisher special, so it's therefore possible that a similar approach will be taken with the Defenders. The production of Spider-Man 4 is finally making progress. As Deadline revealed, Stranger Things star Sadie Sink has now been cast for a hitherto unknown role. Early speculation suggests that she could play Jean Grey, one of the most well-known characters from the X-Men universe. And this would be a clear sign of the planned integration of the mutants into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. However, another iconic character from the Spider-Man universe would also be possible. The options include Mary Jane Watson or a new version of Gwen Stacy. Indeed, there are plenty of rumors regarding Spider-Man 4, Sydney Sweeney could possibly take on the role of Black Cat. Charlie Cox, aka Daredevil, could also make a return. After all, he already had a brief appearance in Spider-Man No Way Home and can currently be seen in the series Daredevil Born Again on Disney+. For fans of Peter Parker's great love, Michelle Jones, however, there's some disappointment. Zendaya is only to play a small role in Spider-Man 4. The actress is also scheduled to play in Dune 3 Messiah after all. MJ's limited presence does make sense, as she can no longer remember Peter after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. Tom Holland is likewise very busy at the moment. The actor is in front of the camera for Christopher Nolan's blockbuster The Odyssey, so he'll only be able to start work on the new Spider-Man film once the project has been completed. This means that production should be in full swing by the end of this year at the latest. Whether the scheduled release date of July 31st, 2026 can then still be realized remains to be seen.